everybody, and welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. Today, everyone, I'm going to be giving you a little bit of an update, an astrological update on what I'm basically experiencing and seeing within reality at this stage, and what I personally feel intuitively as well. And yeah, just basically want to take that information and share it with you, and hopefully allow you to make some sense of what has been transitioning for us astrologically, trying to understand the nature of how consciousness and evolution is working at this stage, and yeah, just to maybe ground some of the kind of energies that you're experiencing, to breathe through them. I would recommend that this is something that you should absolutely do. I just want to get my crystal over there. But yeah, so coming back to the breathing thing, really kind of allow you to breathe through some of these very interesting energy patterns that are taking place. I can jump straight into what I'm sharing, what I feel is really important to speak about right now, and that is the Jupiter and Saturn square. Saturn's in Scoprio retrograde and Jupiter's in Leo, and he's at around about 25 degrees at the moment, and Saturn's retrograde 28, 27. And we've actually had the square before, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was last year around about, maybe this time, maybe August, September, was around about when this this actual square was taking place, a little bit earlier, a little bit later, I think. And what was really interesting about this square that took place was that a lot of us felt as if this new direction was emerging for us, this new sense of feeling of special destiny, and really being able to ignite our feeling of heart into our lives. And it was very fresh, it was newly discovered. It was like, oh, hold on, I kind of feel compelled to do something here. I don't know what it is, but I'm really tapping into this space. And Saturn was making the square, and it was really kind of asking us to, in some way, shape or form, be very grounded about the nature of how we form a relationship towards what is really important for us in our hearts, and what really brings us a sense of joy and excitement in our moments and in our days, etc. And the square was very new, so there was a sense of, and I wrote about it in an article, where it was like you were stuck at an airport, and you were waiting for a connecting flight, and the connecting flight was like 5 hours long or something. No, not the connecting flight itself, but the wait. And you're kind of just waiting around, staring at the screen, going, yeah, I know my destination's there. I've got this feeling of special destiny I really want to step into, and yet here I am waiting for everything. And this is the kind of Saturn archetype kicking in. It's like this necessity to mature, as it were. Saturn's asking for this really mundane approach to everything in a very consistent way, and you know, really allowing your consciousness to flower and take things easy, and really, you know, make sure that you've got all your bases covered, etc. And that was last year, and this square has come back again, and to me, I feel like it's come back with a vengeance. And the reason why I say that is because what I feel now, since that period of time, is that the kind of energy and excitement about pursuing one's sense of new destiny, new feeling of you know, where do I belong, and how does my heart get integrated into my life, and where do I expand, and so on and so forth, that has been amplified, okay? And I feel like that is because of the relationship that Pluto's had to Uranus in the 7th square that took place on the 16th of March, and how that has really allowed us to expand our relationship to the cosmos, expand our relationship to our own consciousness, and really be able to see it in its magnificence, and form a relationship with it in a way that is so expansive and so beautiful and so vibrant with the nature of who and what it is that we are. And yet Saturn's come along again with his sort of, you know, time restrictions and limitations and lessons about, you know, grounding and maturity and such like that, and really kind of put a hold on it and said, this is a time of maturation and a time of growing pains. It's a time of test. And how much are you willing to really pursue this goal? How much are you willing to put on the line to follow this very big, expansive idea? So what he's kind of done at this stage, and what I feel is manifesting itself, is that this expansion energy is so here, and then Saturn's come around and said, but let's wait a little bit for it. Let's kind of wait until September comes along before we can truly embody that experience. And Saturn's retrograde as well, and it's also in Scorpio. So again, we're dealing with all of this deep confrontational sort of limitations of our psyche. And most of us that have done our inner work and really been able to understand the deep aspects of our psychology that have got emotional attachments to, that are security based and such, that inner work that you've been doing, this kind of Saturn retrograde is really about kind of cementing it into place and really saying to yourself, like, I'm ready, I'm here, I want to do this, I want to take this next jump and this next direction in my life with a lot of confidence. And as I said, this square to Jupiter in relationship to Saturn's really like bringing it out and saying, do you have what it takes to do this? Are you wanting to jump? Or do you feel like you're grounded enough to make these choices in a way that is going to reveal to you, great growth and abundance? So on one hand, Jupiter's saying, come on, come on, come on. And on the other hand, Saturn's saying, be responsible with your expansiveness. And it kind of works very poetically in my eyes, at least, if you recognize the necessity to know what is complete excess and what is too much limitation. And this is subjective, I believe. So this is not something that you have to be able to go, what is right and what is wrong. You need to, within your own existence, know where maybe you're feeling a little bit too jovial about your new direction. And maybe you've got to understand a little bit about what limitations you have, especially around societal limitations, around environmental limitations that you've got. Be very acute, be very aware of how much of your new direction that it is that you want to bring forth and integrate is supported by your environment. How much of your philosophy is fused with this new sense of identity that you would like to step into, this new direction that it is that you would wish to experience. So some food for thought around that, the square that's taking place at this stage. And with Uranus still trining Jupiter, of course, there's that constant flash of insight and new direction. And Saturn's going, oh, let's hold on here, let's bring it into reality. So what I would like to share with you to really, really take advantage of the next couple of months, particularly up until September, and I've probably spoken about this in an earlier video, that it's really important to spend some time in a deep reflective state as Saturn's in retrograde, because a lot of us are probably going to be feeling this necessity to really go forward, and Saturn's going, nah, I want you to kind of go back a little bit. I want you to kind of like reflect a little bit on some of the deeper, more intimate, meaningful experiences that you have within yourself. I want to pay more attention to that place. I want to see how much you're really dedicated toward this heart journey. And I feel that what can flower from that experience, I feel that what can be offered through some acceptance of maybe some blockages that you're probably experiencing at this stage is not that it's not over, but that when you do spend some time doing your homework, as it were, or do spend some time doing some research, these are just kind of metaphors that I'm trying to use to illustrate the fact that if you just put some time into really paying attention to what maybe is causing that deep frustration or that deep feeling of limitation into yourself, and do that inner reflection, you'll actually find, or at least what I've found, is a really strong connection to the feeling of meaning behind why I do it. I start to gain momentum around this necessity, this need, this desire that's so important. And I feel like in those moments, in those really deep reflective states, I can really connect to a sense of commitment that is saying, I'm going to do it no matter what, because my heart is a part of it. So even this video, for instance, has taken some time for me to actually upload and to speak about, even though I've downloaded this information maybe a week ago, because of certain limitations and restrictions that I'm having to experience right now. And, you know, here I sit and I record this video, but I think it's like 12:30 at night. And really I should be sleeping, you know, because of the sort of work that I have the next day with regards to the children and such. But yet I'm really dedicated towards really expressing my heart in a way that is meaningful. And that process is what I'm really trying to say. It's like I really want to do this, and I'm not going to let these kind of limitations completely overwhelm me. But at the same time, it's also going to reflect to me how much I really love doing this, and how far am I willing to go to actually get this done. So that's what I'm really trying to emphasize in this square, and of course as Saturn's in retrograde at this stage in that place, because it's kind of mastery. You know, there's a self-mastery associated with it, okay? Another thing that I wanted to speak about is the upcoming Venus retrograde, and that's going to be taking place from the 25th of July up until the 6th of September. And I feel like this is really this has got a lot to do with the connection between Saturn obviously moving into Scoprio, and the relationship that Saturn has had to Scoprio over the last 2.5 years. I feel that Venus's retrograde is part of a cycle to emphasize the Jupiter and Leo story as well, okay? And it's about a recalibration of what is important and what are my essential needs. I feel that with this Venus retrograde period of time, a lot of us are going to really become aware of what are we doing in excess that is not facilitating a very smooth, a very polished off direction, okay, that you seek to establish within your life. So to make that kind of more tangible, if you're interested in starting a new business, if you are wanting to start a YouTube channel, if you are wanting to now begin creative writing, whatever project, whatever desire, whatever creative self-actualization it is that you seek to do, this kind of Venus retrograde for me, what I feel is going to happen in relationship to Jupiter, in relationship to Scorpio's 2.5 Saturn's transit through the Scorpio in the last 2.5 years, is really becoming awake to what is essentially important to you. What is it that you feel that you need to do this, and what is essential to that process? Not just doing randomness, but really becoming specific on that desire, becoming very specific on that commitment, becoming very specific on that important set of circumstances and resources and needs that facilitate and structure and support your new direction, okay? So if you can deeply reflect upon the nature of what is in excess, what is not facilitating you, what is not helping you along the road, what is not being present for you that's really giving you something in return, Venus, okay? The ability to give, but also the ability to ask for something back in return to sustain yourself. This is one of probably the most distorted things that a lot of spiritual teachings have, is that if you have an overemphasized right brain function, there is this relationship towards money, this relationship towards energy, as it were, and that you need to do everything for free. And it's like, yes, that is the truth. You should do a lot of work that is very much in service and devotion orientation, but there is also a very, very strong need to create energy refund. So you have Neptune as the higher octave of Venus, and you have Venus, the lower octave of it. You need to sustain your body. You need to sustain the physical vehicle that it is that vibrates this light. So with Venus moving into this retrograde period in Virgo, and then of course into Leo again, there is already strong invitation to become very intimate with your relationship to yourself, and how that inner relationship is not only supporting you in a positive way, or giving you the sense of structure or the ability to really connect with your ability to say, hey, I've done this creative self-actualization, and this is what I would like for it in return. This is what I would like to do for free, etc. And really be able to establish within yourself a strong sense of relationship to this creative self-actualization that it is that you want to do. And really analyze and deeply reflect upon how much it means to you, and what are you willing to do, and how are you going to commit to it. And really follow through with the path, no matter what it's going to teach you. And this is something that's really important, is that in every single thing that it is that you do, you're doing a spiritual practice. And it's teaching you something, it's reflecting back to you something. So of course, as Venus goes retrograde, and it offers you this opportunity to reflect upon what type of relationship you would like to form with this new creative self-actualization. What type of abundance would you like to attract to it? How would you like your heart to shine in a way that gets other people to see it as well? Okay? So there's quite a lot to think about with this Venus retrograde. I feel like with regards to Saturn's movement through Scoprio, of course there will be this really, really strong desire to really cut through what is not essentially needing for this this relationship towards your new desires, your new creative self-actualization. So that's something that I would really offer as the focal point in this conversation, okay? Fantastic, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and it brought you some information regarding this update. There are a couple of announcements I would like to share with you. Firstly, if you are interested in participating in a metamorphosis program that Raising Vibrations is holding, please contact us on our website. The metamorphosis program is something that has been specifically created for souls that are looking to step into their a sense of abundance, their sense of identity that it is that's going to support them along this road. And it's for 3 months. It's a very deep, committed process that requires a lot of practice and discipline and dedication. However, I feel like what you will actually get out of this 3-month program is a complete metamorphosis of the nature of your reality. At the moment, there are 10 people that are participating in this experience, and I feel like that's a pretty good number. The pricing, as well as all the information that you need to know regarding this program, is on my website, and that will come up in the link in the top. So please have a look at that over there. Currently, at the moment, the date is the 21st of July, and so this will run for probably another 5 days, okay? So you've got another 5 or 6 days before I'm probably going to close that metamorphosis program for the 3 months. Or maybe I'll keep it up for a week or so, 2 extra days. Yeah, probably about a week. I'll keep it open for, because I don't want to create too much confusion along the way. So a week from now, and then I'll closing that experience, okay? So go check that out. I highly recommend it. It's a really exciting program, and I feel like you could absolutely benefit from it if you feel like you're in the right place within your life to really commit to something and to have dedication towards changing your life in a very dramatic way as well. Okay. At the moment, if you're wanting to book a reading with myself, because of the Metamorphosis program, there will be a little bit of a delay regarding how fast you could book your reading. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't. Of course, just know that if you're going to be booking it today, there might be like a week that's in terms of that, okay? Other than that, please check out the rest of the stuff that I have on the website. I still run my astrology schools on Sunday, and if you're interested in participating in that experience, please write to me. I've also got an online school as well, so that you can watch it at your own pace. And then of course having maybe like once a week an hour conversation with myself, really getting in touch with the archetypes that you've learnt as well. So there's loads and loads of cool astrology that I'm teaching, loads and loads of stuff that I'm offering for everybody to really participate in And if you're obviously somebody that is really keen to understand the nature of your life through the lens of astrology, I feel like the space I hold really offers a deep connection towards that in a very spiritual way. You'll find that I'm not really interested in finding masses of people. I'm really just wanting to create a very strong community of souls that are really interested in wanting to deepen their spiritual practice and their sense of connection to themselves and who they are as a multidimensional self. Okay. One last thing that I wanted to mention to everybody is that I will be, within probably the next month or so, putting up the membership program on my website. And so if you're interested in becoming a member of Raising Vibrations community, the subscription will be on my website, and that will contain, a myriad of things. There will probably be 2 levels to it. If you're wanting to become a full member and have access to my astrological library, that will be something that you can participate. I'll give new moon and full moon reports, and I'll probably be offering 2 teachings a month uploaded every single so every single month there'll be 2 like 1.5 hour teachings on whatever subject maybe that you're interested in or that I choose. And you will also have access to the astrological library that I'm busy creating at this stage as well. So lots of fun stuff available for you to really delve into the nature of evolutionary astrology as well. Okay, fantastic everyone. Have a great evening, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.